Hey guys, here for round 3 with our black-red colorless deck in our first battle for Zendikar draft here on the channel. And this is an interesting hand. It is kind of slow, and if I end up hitting a bunch of land drops, it's going to be bad. But we have one of our biggest bombs, and we do have a 3-drop. I think I am going to keep it. May end up regretting it, but you know, that's magic. Depends on what we draw. All right, our opponent playing Lava Step Raiders, kind of a good sign because, frankly, I don't think it's a card that's super playable. So our opponent may not have the most amazing deck. Now we have Nettle Drone too. And the Nettle Drone, Dominator Drone make a pretty good combination. We will in fact take 1 here, and we'll actually take 3 from the guy next turn if he wants to pump all his mana into it. Swarm Surge, I haven't seen that in a while. Kind of forgot it was in here. Could end up being big in this game. So we're going to lead with Nettle Drone. Okay, Valakut Invoker. Too bad he didn't just pump his mana into playing that. I would have preferred that. I mean, into pumping that. Stone Fury's nice. I don't really think we've seen it all day, except for in situations where it was way too late to matter. So we're going to lead with Nettle Drone, see if it survives. Excuse me. So far, our Nettle Drones have gone pretty unmolested. I don't know if even one of them's been destroyed yet. I don't know if it's because people don't think it's as good as it is or what, but we will in fact take 3. All right, I'm cool with that decision on my opponent's part. We're going to ping our opponent for 1. Then we're going to play Dominator Drone, do 2 more to him. I think I'm going to play a mountain. And I could swing for 3 here. And I think I actually will. I think that's better than pinging my opponent for 1, obviously. So we're going to swing. He may have, Gideon's Justice or whatever it's called. I guess I should be on the lookout for in that situation. But he didn't have it, so I feel okay about that. I think I'm actually going to block the Invoker. It becomes a big problem in the late game, and if I want the 2 damage later from Dominator Drone, I can bring it back with Mortuary Mire. And if he uses up a combat trick, I'm okay with that too. Yeah, that's a pretty annoying one. A very good one, unfortunately for us. But we do have some nice things in our hand. We'll ping our opponent for 1. We will play Kozilek Sentinel, who can block both these guys all day. And I'm going to swing for 3 again with Nettle Drone. Drop him to 12. Do I want to play Mortuary Mire? Getting Dominator Drone back right now is actually pretty good because of Swarm Surge, so I think I'm actually going to do that. Put it on top of my library. Lets us drain our opponent. Gives us a 3/2 body for him to have to deal with again, so seems pretty good. You know, we do also want the 7th land eventually for Serpentine Spike, but I think we can wait on that right now and be okay. We also have Stone Fury and Swarm Surge ready, you know, to push through creatures if we need to kill stuff or do extra damage. Yeah, we'll take our Dominator Drone, which will let us ping our opponent again and so forth. Okay, Serene Steward. Our opponent may have a little bit of a life gain sub-theme in his deck, so that may need to get dealt with like ASAP. But if he's gaining life, he's going to have to use white mana to do it, so I think I'm okay with that. I'll block the Invoker. Opponent doesn't look like he had a trick, so we take 1. All right. So we ping our opponent for 1. And then we play our Dominator drone. And I can also play Swarm Surge right now. I need to look at that and think about that. Drops our opponent to 9. If I play Swarm Surge, only these two can attack, but I can actually ping him for 1 again, drop him to 8, and then this will be lethal and I'll have to block. So that actually seems pretty good right now. So we're going to do 1. And then I'm going to play Swarm Surge. And we swing with everybody. Force an awkward block and drop him to 3. Seems pretty good. Oh, he's got a trick. Sure strike. Okay. Still drops him to 3, though. Well, we still have 2 guys in play. And he lost his guy, too, so it was a 2 for 1. So probably should have blocked Nettle Drone and done that. I think Nettle Drone would have... No, first strikes always would have hit each other at the same time. All right, McKindy Patrol. So if we draw our mana right now for Serpentine Spike, we just basically win. Oh, not basically. We'll just win. I don't see a situation where we wouldn't. We'll take 2 here. Our opponent has lots of combat tricks, something to keep in mind. Okay, so we did not, in fact, draw the mana we need for Serpentine Spike. But I'm going to ping the opponent for 1. Let's leave 1 up. Pretend like we have Outnumber, which is in our deck, but we haven't seen it. And I'll play Geyserfield Stalker, which will make him have to leave blockers back in an awkward way or deal with it. One of our few creatures in our deck that is in fact not colorless. Chasm Guide. Okay, that is going to force us to do some blocking, I think. Okay, so I think we just block like this. Well, if I can keep him alive, I guess I should. And just take 4, because then he'll have to double block it. Yeah. That makes way more sense. So now we should just win because he has to double block Geyserfield Stalker and he's at 2 life and has all his mana tapped. Yeah, so blocking correctly there was important and it won us the game. Nettle Drone is very, very good, for sure. I don't think I actually mentioned it in my set review. I think it's kind of sneakily good. I've been lucky in the fact that none of my opponents have, decided to remove him from play, certainly. I don't really think I saw enough to know where I should be going here. Boiling Earth and Transgress the Mind neither seem very good in this matchup, so I think we just run this back out there. I think our opponent's basically an ally deck. So, yeah. We don't really have a good sideboard card for that. Okay. This is another keep, I think. It's not incredible, but I think we keep it. 2 Nettle Drones can really, ruin my opponent's day. And the Retreat to Hagra could end up being relevant. And we have a removal spell, which is good. So, yeah. 16 lands left in our deck with 33 cards to go. So chances are we draw our 3rd land before turn 3. So we also have mini 1-drops and 2-drops that we could draw, which makes the chances even higher that we can at least do something before early. Okay, that guy, not a concern. He'll hit us for a few damage. Play our land. I think we play nettle drone before we play our retreat to Hagra. Okay, that is a little scarier. Our opponent's definitely going to hit us for some damage early before we can get ourselves together. All right, we did draw the third land we need. He has tandem tactics right now, plus pumping a guy. It's going to be pretty bad for us. But he doesn't, but he has that, which is also pretty bad for us. But we can probably deal with it before too long. Giving all his guys menace is, menacing. Yeah, so we're going to play nettle drone. We need a second red pretty badly for our Stone Fury. Another ally. I would have taken the damage here anyway. Oh, it's not an ally, but that card is good against nettle drone. Okay. Let's see how it's going to be. That is not something I thought about, but that is a good sideboard card against nettle drone for sure. Going to play our other nettle drone and hope he doesn't boil the earth again. Yeah, that was rough. If he just gets menace here, we're pretty much dead. Like, yeah. 3, 5, 7, that's 8 damage. So this is the ally deck, at its height, when it can be at its best. So we take all of that, can't do anything about it. And then it's more than likely that we die. Okay, that's interesting, but does not save us at all. So we just scoop. Got run over game 2 there, pretty hard. So that was fun. Opponent definitely has a good ally deck. Put in our own lava step raider. Is he actually an ally too? No. Good. I mean, if he had it, it would be even more tempting to play him, I guess, in ally decks. I think we just leave our deck as it is. I mean, the nettle drones are awfully bad against that spell, and so are our sludge crawlers, but maybe he won't get it again. And all of our other creatures survive it, so I think I'm okay with that. I could take out this reckless cohort for something. But I don't know what. I think we just leave it in to have another 2-drop that can chump block his guys early, or trade with even better. Let's get a hand that just curves out. Sludge Crawler, Sentinel, Dominator Drone, and or Nettle Drone. That's pretty good, right? Okay, we almost did it. We have our very good 2-drop and then a Nettle Drone, so that's pretty good. Also, no, it's probably not worth doing. I was going to say maybe playing Nettle Drone on waiting to play the Forerunner until after I play the Nettle Drone, but I can obviously do way more damage if I play the Forerunners first. So, Deathless Behemoth in our hand again, but we're already 4/6 or 2/3 of the way to being able to cast it, which is good. So, I like the looks of this hand. Removal would be nice. Outnumber has been kind of disappointing. I did know it wasn't going to be amazing, but so far it seems like we always draw it when we have like one creature. There have definitely been situations where if we'd drawn it, it could have helped us out a lot, where we had a big board and just didn't draw it. We just have been having bad luck with when we draw it, I guess. So yeah, we go turn 2 Forerunner of Slaughter, turn 3 Nettle Drone, hopefully we draw some other spells, and then Deathless Behemoth to top our curve and help us get through for a lot of damage. I haven't seen anything that can stand up to a Deathless Behemoth in his deck yet, and that's probably true of most ally decks, so if we can get him out there, I'll be pretty happy. Our opponent mulliganed, so that's interesting. he put the card on top of his library, on the bottom of the library too, with the new mulligan rule. So that may not be a good thing for him. It's taking a while during my own turn right now for one reason or another. Be nice to draw a removal spell of some kind in the next few turns so that we can deal with some of these problematic allies. In game 1, I think we did do that. Okay, Forerunner's going to get played. Serpentine Spike's very good against him if we can actually cast it. It would just wipe his board, basically, so... See if he plays a 2-drop. If he does, it's going to be kind of sad. And he did. Don't really want to trade my Forerunner of Slaughter for that, so I'm just going to play Nettle Drone and end the turn. If he plays Boiling Earth again, that's going to be pretty sad for us. Okay, luckily that landfall trigger makes him pay mana, so he can't do it right now. It's also not the most impressive one. I mean, if it were on an inefficient creature, it wouldn't get played at all, I don't think, but it's a 2-mana 2/1, so that's pretty reasonable. Okay, our opponent actually just scooped, so I'm sorry for the boring game 3. I'm not sure why he did that, but we went 2-1, so JD number 2 gets 2 packs and all the cards that I drafted, so hopefully he's happy with his prizes. I'm happy to go 2-1 in my first draft, even though this game 3 ended kind of strangely. His hand may just be filled with bad things, and I have a good board, I guess. So, but anyway, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment.